What is going on, YouTube world? My name is Ghiman Mckinney. I appreciate all you guys for tuning into the channel today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you're rocking with your boy. It really helps the channel out and grow and get the videos out to the public. Subscribe to this channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. And turn on post notifications too so you don't miss a single video. It's only right, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed most of these series of NFL teams that I have previewed and breakdown. I've broken down all 32 NFL teams except this one in this video right here. So be sure if you missed out on other NFL teams and you like other teams besides the New England Patriots, be sure to go over to my channel and check out my 2019-2020 record prediction playlist for all NFL teams. I've covered all 32 NFL teams so far. I'm actually going to revise the Carolina Panthers and Detroit Lions here pretty soon. But other than that, I'm pretty much set in stone on how I feel about all the teams in 2019-2020. Be sure to check out all those videos. Also, I have a college football playlist as well for 2019-2020 record predictions. Link in the description. But today, I've kept y'all waiting long enough. The last team I'm previewing and breaking down is the New England Patriots. We'll go game by game on their schedule, and I'll tell you where I can find some wins and losses on the New England Patriots schedule in 2019-2020, and we'll go from there. You know, we'll see if the Patriots dynasty is still going to keep going or if it's on the downfall. So let's see. You know, last year for me, I really thought this was potentially the end of the Patriots dynasty. I really personally did. I personally thought it was pretty much over, okay? But ultimately, you know, the Bill Belichick and Tom Brady-led Patriots ultimately rose to the occasion. Obviously, the Chargers, to me, were a much more talented team. I thought they were potentially a team that could get to the Super Bowl. The Patriots ran through them. They shut out the Kansas City Chiefs in the first half. Obviously, in the second half, the Chiefs pretty much got cooking. And ultimately, if D4 does not go offsides, I do firmly believe the Kansas City Chiefs would have went to the Super Bowl and beaten that Rams team. Patrick Mahomes would have won a Super Bowl in his first full season. Ultimately, Tom Brady was just too clutch, obviously converting on several 3rd and 10s. You know, the Chiefs defense had no answer for him. Obviously, you know, like I said, the costly offside penalty on D4 did cost him. But ultimately, you know, Tom Brady, he's one of the luckiest quarterbacks of all time. He's great. But ultimately, luck is usually always on his side as well. So, you know, that's whatever. But then you go to the Super Bowl, and honestly, guys, I was so shocked on how the outcome of that game turned out. I'm not necessarily shocked that the Patriots won, even though I did pick the Rams to win the game. Okay, you know, I picked the Rams to win. But ultimately, I never thought an offense that was so dynamic as the Rams would get shut out so badly in the Super Bowl. And ultimately, Bill Belichick and that defense, you know, Bill Belichick, Brian Flores created a great game plan on defense. Jared Goff looked absolutely lost. I don't know what Todd Gurley was doing, but ultimately, experience definitely showed in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady, he did not play very well in the Super Bowl. And honestly, he didn't really play very well throughout the entire postseason, okay? Tom Brady only threw 2 touchdowns, and he threw 3 interceptions throughout the playoffs, okay? But ultimately, you know, he's got Bill Belichick. He's got a pretty good defense behind him. He had Sony Michel running the ball for him. But ultimately, when the game is close in the weighing moments, who do you trust more in NFL history? Not many more people do you trust more than Tom Brady. If you give Tom Brady an opportunity to put you away, if the game's going to be weighing in the balance in the fourth quarter, 9 times out of 10, usually Tom Brady comes through. Unless he's facing Eli Manning and Peyton Manning. Because Eli Manning is 3-1. I'm sorry, not Eli Manning. Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is 3-1 versus Tom Brady in the playoffs. And Eli Manning beat him in 2 Super Bowls. And ultimately, Nick Foles beat him a couple years ago. So, you know, Patriots, you know, I think they're one of the Super Bowl contenders this year. I really do. I would not be shocked if the Patriots go back to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl again this year. So, you know, ultimately, you got Tom Brady coming back. You obviously extended his contract recently. You got Sony Michel. You got James White. You got Damian Harris. So you're loaded at running back. You have a very good offensive line. You do have Isaiah Wynn, your first-round pick from last year, who was hurt pretty much all year. He returned, so you do help your offensive line in that regard. Obviously, Rob Gronkowski is now retired, but you did bring in Benjamin Watson. You got Austin Seferian Jenkins. Let's be real. Those guys are not anywhere near close to the production Rob Gronkowski will provide. But again, they're serviceable tight ends. Benjamin Watson is a serviceable tight end. Austin Seferian Jenkins, a serviceable tight end. And pretty much anyone that listens to and just takes Bill Belichick's coaching and dissects and buys into the Patriots scheme and system, they're going to succeed. Okay, so I have full belief that they will not suffer from losing Rob Gronkowski, okay? You got Julian Edelman, you got Philip Dorsett, you added Demaryius Thomas, in the offseason. You signed him, so you got some pretty good size on at the wide receiver position. You do get Julian Edelman back for a full season because last year he was suspended for the first 4 games, okay? And then you also drafted N'Keal Harry out of Arizona State. To me, N'Keal Harry was one of the top 3 wide receivers in all of the entire 2019 draft. I think DK Metcalf and Marquise Hollywood Brown can definitely challenge him for that mantle for the best wide receiver in the draft. But N'Keal Harry was a surefire thing to me. And no better place N'Keal Harry went to the New England Patriots. Okay, I think he fits in perfectly with their scheme. He's a very good route runner. Definitely can win those physical jump balls. I think he's going to be a stud in New England. He's the first wide receiver that Bill Belichick has drafted in the first round in a long, long time. So obviously, I think Bill Belichick and the Patriots saw something special in N'Keal Harry. On defense, to me, you guys have honestly the best secondary in all of football. And at least it's in the top 3. Okay, it's one of the deepest secondaries in all football. Stephon Gilmore last year, according to Pro Football Focus, was the #1 rated cornerback. Now, I'm not saying he's the best cornerback in the National Football League, but he's definitely top 5 to me. He's very good. You got Devin McCourty, you got Patrick Chung, you got J.C. Jackson, who came on really, really well last year. I really like J.C. Jackson a lot. You got Jonathan Jones, Jason McCourty, and then you also drafted Jawan Williams, okay, out of Vanderbilt. He's a big body cornerback that definitely can help you guys in the secondary. So I just pointed out 4, 5, 6 guys right there that definitely can play and contribute in the secondary. So the New England Patriots definitely can match up with any type of wide receiver on the outside. I mean, let's be real, guys. They pretty much shut down the entire Rams offense, okay? They shut out the Kansas City Chiefs in the first half. This secondary knows how to make plays. This defense knows how to make plays when they're called upon, okay? And they also be traded for Michael Bennett. He definitely should help the pass rush. You did lose Trey Flowers, but he should fit right back in, Michael Bennett. And then you also drafted Chase Winovich in the draft. I definitely think he could potentially come in, contribute a little bit this year. And then you drafted Jarrett Stidham. Now, obviously, Tom Brady, the guy's 42 years old. I don't know if Jarrett Stidham is a long-term answer for a backup quarterback, but ultimately, a couple of years ago, you traded away Jimmy G. You do need a backup quarterback to protect Tom Brady potentially if he does get hurt. And maybe, hey, Jarrett Stidham, I'm not saying I'm a huge believer in Jarrett Stidham, but if anyone can particularly benefit from the Patriots system, it's going to be a guy like Jarrett Stidham. He played in the SEC at Auburn. Obviously played some pretty good defenses. I think he has some talent, just needs a little bit more work and development. He could maybe potentially be a starting quarterback in the National Football League. So we'll see with him. But ultimately right now, we're focused on Tom Brady. We're focused on the Patriots. Let's jump right into your schedule. So the first, I would say, let's go to the first 4 games of your season. Steelers at home, at the Dolphins, Jets, at Bills, okay? I think you go 2-2 in these stretch of games. Now, I think you'll lose to the Dolphins. I think you'll lose to the Bills. You'll beat the Steelers, and you'll beat the Jets. Look, I would not be shocked if the Steelers come into your house week #1 and beat you guys, but ultimately, let's be real, guys. Last year was probably the first time in ages that Big Ben Roethlisberger has ever beaten Tom Brady. I mean, Big Ben Roethlisberger has a terrible record versus Tom Brady. Every time he goes up against Tom Brady, that guy looks terrible, okay? He shrinks when he goes up against Tom Brady. Mike Tomlin shrinks when he goes up against Bill Belichick, okay? You get him at home. I do think the Steelers will be very good. I'm higher on the Steelers than most people. I think they win their division. I think Cleveland's very good, but I think Pittsburgh is the more experienced team. I just ultimately trust them a little bit more. They have a very good offensive line. They got Juju Smith-Schuster, who I think is still going to be a very good wide receiver, even though they do lose Antonio Brown. James Conner filled in pretty nicely. Again, I like the offensive line. The defense is a little bit underrated. They got Devin Bush, who they added in the draft. T.J. Watt is a very good pass rusher, but again, I'm picking the Patriots in this game. It's at Foxborough. I just don't think the Steelers are good enough to win at Foxborough in week 1. Maybe they can, but we'll see. At the Dolphins, I think this is a loss. Couple reasons. For one, you historically, over the past couple years, have struggled to beat the Miami Dolphins at Miami. Tom Brady and this Patriots team, even last year, you did not even beat the Miami Dolphins in Miami last year. I understand it was a fluke victory, but again, you've had struggles with them over the past couple years. It's going to be hot, okay? It's a hot weather environment, okay? And Brian Flores is the coach now for the Miami Dolphins, okay? Last year, Matt Patricia was the head coach for the Detroit Lions. He comes from the Patriots system, okay? Brian Flores knows the ins and outs of the Patriots coaching staff and system. I think he's going to take that and roll with it, okay? And I think that Brian Flores can particularly figure them out kind of like Matt Patricia did last year. And ultimately, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's probably going to be the projected starter this year. I don't think Josh Rosen's going to start right away. Ryan Fitzpatrick some weeks looks like a capable starting quarterback. Some weeks, Ryan Fitzpatrick looks like a very good quarterback. And I think this is one of the weeks where he'll be hyped. Let's not forget, guys, Ryan Fitzpatrick last year came into New Orleans and beat the Drew Brees-led Saints. You know how good the Saints were last year? So again, it's a tough place to play, tough road environment. I have you getting upset there. Jets at home. I think Sam Darnold and this team have improved, but again, not good enough to beat you in New England. And then at the Bills. Look, I am higher on the Bills than most people. The Bills are going to have a very big, great new offensive line. They improved their entire offensive line. They drafted an offensive lineman. Their offensive line is no longer a question mark to me. It's definitely improved. They added to their wide receiver core. They added John Brown. They added Cole Beasley. They signed David Stills to an undrafted free agent contract, okay? David Stills out of West Virginia is a good steal for them, okay? And Oliver, they added him in the draft. They still got Tre'Davious White. They still got Tremaine Edmonds. It's at Buffalo. And Josh Allen last year was 5-6 with the 30th ranked total offense and scoring offense, okay? So Josh Allen has shown the ability to win games without a lot of talent on the offensive side of the football. I do think the Bills defense will get after Tom Brady. It's in Buffalo, and I just think the Buffalo Bills upset you guys, okay? And let's not forget, guys, look, Tom Brady's great. We all know that. But he's not the type of quarterback at age 42 years old that can consistently just be an all-time great quarterback week to week. You saw last year versus the Dolphins. You saw last year versus the Jaguars. You saw last year versus the Titans. You saw last year versus the Lions. Some weeks Tom Brady looked very good. The very next week, he didn't look very good, okay? And the analytics show Tom Brady was declining, okay? Now, when Tom Brady's in the playoffs, when he gets that extra bye week and week to prepare, he's pretty great coming off a bye week, okay? But again, it's the regular season, so you usually historically struggle early in the season in September, okay? Now, next couple games, at the Redskins, Giants, at the Jets, Browns at home. I think you lose one of those games. I see you beating the Redskins. Again, I like Dwayne Haskins. I think he's going to be very good. But again, rookie quarterbacks versus Bill Belichick. The record is horrific. You're a better team than the Redskins. It's on the road. Coming off a loss, I don't see you losing 2 straight. You win that game. Giants home. Eli Manning historically has been very good versus Tom Brady. You know, he's the only quarterback in history to beat Tom Brady both in the regular season and in the postseason in the same year. And no one has beaten Tom Brady twice in Super Bowls. Eli Manning has done that. Eli Manning, let's be real, guys. That was back when Eli Manning was in his prime. Eli Manning is no longer a very good starting quarterback. He no longer has Odell Beckham Jr. He's not going to have very many good wide receivers anymore. All they pretty much have is Evan Ingram. If you stop Saquon Barkley, you stop that offense, the Giants are not going to beat the Patriots this year in New England. Now at the Jets, I have that as a loss. Again, are you the better team? Yes. But again, I liked what Sam Darnold was doing at the end of the season last year. I think he was really starting to come into his own. They added to the wide receiver core. They added Jamison Crowder. They drafted Quinnen Williams. They have Leonard Williams. And, you know, that's pretty much where Tom Brady struggles, you know, with interior pressure. He can avoid edge rushers. Pretty much Tom Brady just avoids edge rushers and steps in the pocket and just throws the ball downfield. That's what he did versus the Chargers last year. But when he gets interior pressure, when you saw the Rams last year, when the Rams had 2 elite defensive tackles and Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, Tom Brady struggled, okay? Leonard Williams and Quinnen Williams, to me, are very good. Quinnen Williams was the best player in the 2019 draft to me. And again, it's on the road at New York. And Adam Gase, let's not forget, Adam Gase is a very good head coach. This is the guy that had a winning record with Ryan Tannehill. This is the guy that took Ryan Tannehill to the playoffs. I'm going to have news for you. Sam Darnold is more talented than Ryan Tannehill. It's at New York. I like the fact they added Le'Veon Bell. They added C.J. Mosley. They improved their offensive line. They improved their wide receivers. Sam Darnold should be better with an offensive head coach than Adam Gase, who was able to get the best out of Ryan Tannehill and Tim Tebow even back in his days, okay? I think you lose at the Jets, but you'll beat the Browns. I could see Baker Mayfield maybe pulling one out of his hat, but again, I think the Browns are going to be very good. I think the Browns could make the playoffs, okay? But I'm not completely sold on them as being a Super Bowl contender. You know, Bill Belichick has always historically shown he can take away your best wide receiver. He'll take away Odell Beckham Jr. He'll force other people to beat him. It's at home. Again, Baker Mayfield is 1-5 versus playoff teams in his career so far. He's still a rookie. He still is very young. It's only his second season. I don't see Baker Mayfield going on the road in the second full season beating this Tom Brady-led Patriots team. Okay, so I have you beating the Browns. At the Ravens, bye week, at the Eagles, Cowboys at home, at the Texans. Okay, I see you losing only one of those games. I see you only losing one of those games. At the Ravens is a win. After a bye week, at the Eagles is a very close win. Cowboys at home is a win. At the Texans is a loss. Okay, now let me say this. You could lose to the Ravens. I could see the Ravens beating you. Historically, John Harbaugh and this Ravens team has had Tom Brady's number. Okay, in the playoffs, you know, in the regular season, they've had success. But again, He's facing Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's a very capable quarterback. But again, he ran around a lot last year. That's all he did. He was not very good passing the football. You saw versus the Chargers in the playoffs. Once they forced Lamar Jackson to stay in that pocket and consistently try to throw that football down the field, he struggled mightily, okay? The Patriots will take away Lamar Jackson's ability to run. Tom Brady is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson right now. The Patriots secondary is very underrated, okay? It's very good. It's the best secondary in all of football to me. I don't think the Ravens have the wide receivers to get open. They did add Marquise Hollywood-Brown. I get it. But again, I think the Patriots are the better team. It's on the road at Baltimore. I could see a loss maybe. But again, I'm rolling with the Patriots. Now coming off a bye week, I really struggled with this game, but I picked you guys to beat the Eagles, okay? The only reason why is because you're coming off a bye week, okay? And coming off the principle that Carson Wentz has never faced a Bill Belichick defense, okay? And also, you're going to be up for this game. The last time you faced the Eagles, Tom Brady lost in the Super Bowl. This is a game that you get up for. I don't think people take into emotion enough when picking football games, okay? Last year, the Jaguars, they pretty much beat you guys based off emotion. They were not the better team, but they were motivated. They were ticked off that you guys beat them and knocked them out in the playoffs. They came out with that game circled on their schedule. The Patriots will circle this game on their schedule. Again, I like the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they should be favorites coming out the NFC. But again, you're just as good of a team as them, and I think you win a tough game at Philadelphia. I mean, I don't know if you're the better team, but again, I see the Patriots upsetting the Eagles. Okay, Cowboys at home. I don't trust Dak Prescott versus Bill Belichick. I think the Cowboys potentially are a Super Bowl contender, but again, is Ezekiel Elliott going to hold out for the full season? We don't know. I'm going to roll with the Patriots in this game. Now, at the Texans. The Texans have played you tough the past 2 years, okay? And both games have been very close, but both games have been in Foxborough. And Deshaun Watson, I think he finally pulls through. He's played well in both those games. It's been close games. I think Deshaun Watson at home catches you with a loss. Deshaun Watson, one of the best young quarterbacks in all of football. To me, he's right there. He's right outside that top 10 as far as very good quarterbacks in the National Football League today. They got J.J. Watt. They got Jadeveon Clowney. They got some very good players. I see a loss at the Texans, okay? Now the stretch run. Last 4 games. Chiefs at home, at Bengals, Bills, and then Dolphins. I think the only game you lose here is the Chiefs. And I'll explain myself why. Look, last year I know you beat Patrick Mahomes twice. I know you beat them in the playoffs. But again, can Tom Brady continue to keep up with some of these high-powered offenses at age 42? I don't think so, okay? Patrick Mahomes, that guy's special. That guy's the most talented quarterback I've ever seen since Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes are the 2 most talented quarterbacks of all time, in my opinion, okay? Based on what they can do throwing the football. Andy Reid has had success winning at Foxborough, okay? This Chiefs team is loaded. They got Tyreek Hill. They added Mecole Hardman in the draft. They improved their defense. At some point, Patrick Mahomes is just going to have to stand up and beat this Chiefs team. And I think that he's going to beat this Patriots team. And I think he goes on the road in a shootout type game and just out-duels Tom Brady. I think right now Patrick Mahomes is a better and more youthful quarterback than Tom Brady. He has more juice to his game right now, okay? So again, the Chiefs will be playing with this game with a lot of emotion because of what happened in the playoffs. I think you lose that game. I think you win out versus the Bengals. They're a terrible team. I think the Bengals will finish with the worst record in the NFL. The Bills, I don't see them sweeping you this year. You win that game, and then the Dolphins at home, you will win as well. So in conclusion, I got the Patriots going 11-5. I think 11-5 is about right. I could see 14-2. I could see 14-2. I could see 13-3. I could see 12-4. But again, looking at the schedule, I have you losing to the Chiefs. I have you losing to the Texans. I have you losing to the Jets. I have you losing to the Bills. I have you losing to the Dolphins. Okay, you could say you could beat the Bills or the Dolphins or the Jets, but again, you could lose to the Ravens. You could lose to the Eagles. You could lose to the Steelers. So again, I'm splitting hairs here. So again, it doesn't ultimately really matter about the regular season. Okay, the Patriots, we all know once the playoffs come around, they are the team that you should look to favor to get to possibly the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're going to get to the Super Bowl. I will come out with record predictions for that. Not record predictions. I will come out with a prediction for the Super Bowl later down the road. But again, in the playoffs, it's a whole another animal. In the regular season, Tom Brady week to week, probably not going to be the same quarterback. Probably going to be a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued. He is 42 years old. So again, I like this Patriots team. I think they're going to be a very good team. They should be a top 3 seed in all the AFC. And again, they can just get a couple home playoff games. They could potentially return to the Super Bowl. I have the Patriots going 11-5 in 2019-2020. That's a wrap for this video. Be sure to smash this like button right now. if you're rocking with your boy. Subscribe to this channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. It's my favorite thing in the world to do, to make these YouTube videos for you guys. I appreciate all you guys for watching and tuning in today. You know, the best thing you guys can do to help this channel grow is to just share it with all your friends. Share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, share it on Snapchat, share it anywhere you know that it will get out to people, okay? Sorry, I blustered my words a little bit right there, okay? But it's my dream job to become a sports analyst on television one day. I want to become one of the next great sports analysts, kind of like a Colin Cowherd, or Stephen A. Smith, or Shannon Sharp, or Skip Bayless. You get the point. I don't know where this channel is going to take me, okay? I like where this channel is going, though. So maybe I'm starting something special. Maybe it blows up one day. But just help this channel grow. The best thing you guys can do to help this channel grow, to help me potentially achieve my dreams of getting onto a big-time network like ESPN, Fox Sports 1, all that good stuff, is just to help this channel grow. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram. Tell all your friends about my channel, The Juice Alert, where I cover all sorts of sports. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney. Appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. God bless all you guys, and I'm out.